Jean-Baptiste du Sable was born around 1750 in Saint-Dominique, which is now known as Haiti. His father was believed to be Point du Sable, a French mariner. His mother, believed to be named Suzanne, was a young African slave girl from the Congo who was captured and taken to Haiti. Du Sable was often described as handsome, intelligent, and a hospitable person. According to my sources, Du Sable stood at 6 feet tall. He was industrious, imaginative, and enterprising, all traits that helped him be a great businessman. As a polyglot, a person who is multilingual, Du Sable spoke French, English, Spanish, as well as several Native American dialects. In 1755, he traveled with his father to France, where he was well educated and learned the European languages. During his travels, he collected European art as well as rare pieces. During his early 20s, Du Sable left his home for America, more specifically New Orleans, Louisiana. With his childhood friend, Jacques Clemorgan, Du Sable set sail for Louisiana, but during the voyage, Du Sable got injured. When he got to Louisiana, he could not prove he was a free man by using documentation, and therefore he was almost enslaved. But due to the help of a French Jesuit priest who protected and cared for him until he was healthy enough to travel, he was able to not become enslaved. Once he was healthy enough to travel, Du Sable moved up the Mississippi River, traveling with a Native American and settling in Peoria, Illinois, for a while before going to Chicago. There are many variations of this story. One suggests that instead of Du Sable being sick during the voyage, that his friend, Clemorgan, was the one who fell ill, which resulted in Du Sable needing to seek work to support them. Another suggestion is that instead of Clemorgan being a white Haitian, he was also Negro. No one knows which story is truly accurate, but for the sake of this documentary, I'm mentioning all information that I was able to gather. As previously stated, Du Sable was very fluent in many Native American dialects. While trading furs with the Choctaw Native Americans one year, Du Sable met Chief Pontiac, who asked him to arrange a peace treaty between the Ottawa, Miami, and Illinois tribes. This resulted in him being very respected by natives in the Midwest. Around 1778, Du Sable married a Native American woman named Kittihawa, also known as Catherine, with whom he had 2 children, a son and a daughter. Jean-Baptiste grew his estate from 30 acres to 800. His estate consisted of a garden, orchard, horse mill, workshop, barn, stables, a smokehouse, huts for his employees, a bakehouse, dairy, and other small buildings. Around 1781, during the American Revolution, Du Sable was in Michigan City, Indiana, and the British wanted to control the Great Lakes. Therefore, they wanted to build a fort near his land. He protested, and they arrested him as a colonial supporter and took him to Fort Mackinac. He then returned to Chicago after he was released to reclaim his land and reestablish his trading post in 1784. Around 1800, both Catherine, his wife, and Du Sable Jr., his son, died, just leaving him and his daughter Suzanne. On May 7, 1800, Du Sable sold all of his property to Jean Lalime, a French-Canadian fur trapper, who would later sell the estate to John Kinsey in 1804. Du Sable moved to St. Louis, Missouri with his daughter, where he died on August 28, 1818. Many say that Du Sable became poor before he died, which resulted in him being buried in an unmarked grave in St. Louis. For a long time, there was speculation regarding who was the real father of Chicago. John Kinsey was thought to be the true father of Chicago for a short period of time. He was a white Haitian who moved to Chicago around the same time as Du Sable. However, Du Sable beat Kinsey there by several years. The idea of Kinsey being the father of Chicago was started by James Thompson on August 4, 1830. The idea that Thompson started was inaccurate, and it was later strengthened by information written by Juliet Augusta Kinsey, John Kinsey's daughter-in-law. Another clue that proved John Kinsey being the father of Chicago was a myth was evidence found on the outside of the Kirk Soap Factory, which was located on Pine and Kinsey Streets in Chicago. The building had a plaque hanging which said, "On this site in 1772, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable, a Negro from Santo Domingo, built the first cabin at Chicago." The year is a big indicator in showing the inaccuracy of James Thompson's statement that John Kinsey was a rightful title holder. If du Sable in fact did exactly as the plaque said, that would mean du Sable settled in Chicago 30 years prior to when Kinsey did. Throughout this video, I presented a lot of facts